Hello. Welcome to United and Everything Football Podcast. We are all smiles. We're all smiles because we are back on a very, very good win against Aston Villa. What a game we just witnessed. What a game we just watched. What a game. We found a way to beat Aston Villa at the Villa Park. A very, very good grounds for us by last season or what happened last season. But great results from Manchester United. We are so happy and we are just 6 points close to getting into top 4. That's the points difference between us and Tottenham Hotspurs. We've closed the gap between ourselves and Aston Villa to 5 points. So clearly the race is on and we are doing our very best to catch up. Eric Ten Hag says every game is a final. What did you make of the game today? We'll be doing a quick analysis of everything that happened at the Villa Park. We'll look forward to whether we still have a chance to qualifying for top 4. If you watched our previous episode, we made a very, very quick one on that. So stick and stay with us. As usual, I do it with Kwame and Chubu and Siako. Already in our away shirt that we used to win the game. We'll get into it. Kwame, how are you doing? You look so good.
I am happy. For several reasons. We'll get into it.
Right? All right, so as usual, remember to hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. If this is your first time of watching us, we need your subscription. If this is your first time you're watching this podcast, please remember to hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. It's very, very important to us. Let's go for a break. When we come back, we get straight into the issues here on United and Everything Football. Thank you very much for joining us here on United and Everything Football. Like I said, if this is your first time, please remember to hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. Please share, leave your comments if you are really enjoying what we are doing. Any feedback too is very much welcome. So please remember to leave all of that with us. Kwame, we won the game by 2-1. What really, really caught your eye in this game?
Resilience. It's the business end of the season, and the team showed it that we can't afford to drop points anymore. No matter the circumstance that we find ourselves in, we have to find ways to win football games. And what a way to win that football game. Scott McTominay is our top goal scorer in the league. When it comes to league action, he's our top goal scorer with 7 goals. He's turned himself into a super substitute.
Yes.
Back-to-back games, he's come off the bench and he's influenced things. He's got a couple of goals off the bench. He got an assist in the last game. I can't believe it, but then he's proven to be of great value to Eric Ten Hag, despite a lot of. I don't want to say what I want to say. Let's just give him his props. He won the game for us today. He should keep it up, and at the end of the season, we'll figure out what to do with him.
What really happened? Because after we scored a goal in the first 30 minutes, Villa took over, piled a lot of pressure. At some point, I mean, if you're a United fan, you knew the obvious was going to happen. What has been happening to us against teams that are ahead of us in away games? Now, Villa turned on the heat, piled a lot of pressure. Our 2 central midfielders had yellow cards. A lot of us called for certain substitutions to be made. Luke Shaw couldn't come back from that half time. We had to bring on Victor Lindelof. A lot of events happened that led a lot of fans to believe that this was going to be a very difficult game to come out with all 3 points. What really happened? What did you see?
So we started the game strong. We started with as strong a lineup as we could put together. The only omission was the obvious. Lisandro Martinez, who could do is out for quite a while now.
Yeah.
I think for 8 weeks. I'm counting down the weeks, so it's 7 weeks because we need that guy back as soon as possible. And we started the game so well. For the first 20 minutes, we were in control, in my opinion. We're playing some good stuff. We're opening them up quite easily. Rashford was very good on the left-hand side. And that was also an opportunity to open the scoring very early after being set up by Bruno and then missed it. But we got one from a set piece, a rare thing. We don't often score from set pieces, but we got one from a set piece. Bruno Fernandes swinged in the corner, Harry Maguire knocked it down, and some way, somehow, someone played Højlund onside. Rasmus Højlund is on a streak here. 5 goals in 5 games.
Yes.
He can't stop scoring.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes that's just the thing with strikers, you know. It doesn't go in, and the moment one goes in, and
the confidence,
everything
just
clicks.
goes up.
Exactly. All the luck that seemed to be eluding him earlier on in the season seems to have found him. He's just in the right place at the right time all the time. Then what just happened afterwards? My very critical observation is that this team cannot play the way it's supposed to play with some players missing from the team. Some players are so crucial to how this team wants to play in a consistent basis. It's all about angles, you know. That's what I realized about it. Andre Onana kept us in the game for a long time with his saves, but then again, his kicking and his passing out of the back was not as good as it's supposed to be. And it's so clear that when Lisandro Martinez isn't available, when Luke Shaw isn't available, Harry Maguire has to take a second or two to turn. You know, it's so robotic. He has to turn, playing on the left-hand side of the centre-back pairing. Lindelof came on in the second half for Luke Shaw, whom we've heard was just a precautionary substitution. We want to sort of avoid any long-term injury to him because he's crucial to how we want to play, considering the fact that Malacia is missing forever. We don't know what's happening with Malacia now. We need that left back playing left back. Lindelof's his bearings were completely off, playing as an auxiliary left back. He got roasted by Villa's wingers. Yeah. And I just felt we were going to concede goals from that angle. Yeah. And then we held things together long and well enough to keep ourselves in the game. From the 20th minute mark up until midway through the second half, it was all Villa. Villa were all over us. Yeah. But then, whilst watching the game, I was always saying to myself that the ball over the top is always available for us. We're just not getting the right pass all the time. Casemiro was the worst culprit. Whenever he tried to play the ball over the top, either was too heavy, and in being heavy, Martinez was just sweeping in behind us, or he just locked the ball and the ball just hung too long in the air before finding either a fullback or a winger. It was just a matter of time before we got in behind them and got something. Garnacho missed a couple of very good opportunities for us. And I've been critical of Dalot for quite a long time, but you have to look at that boy right now and say he's of value to the team. Probably that's why Erik ten Hag does not want to shift him from right back to left back and would rather play Lindelof at left back and try and maximize Dalot's qualities as a right back. And in doing so, Dalot puts in a good cross, a rare good cross, because in as much as we think he's an offensive weapon, he doesn't put in the best of crosses all the time. Yeah. When he's supposed to put a ball right across the face of goal, he's cutting back sometimes. But this time around, he ripped in a very, very sumptuous ball. That was whipped in with a lot of, pace, a lot of power. And all that Scott McTominay had to do was get his head on it and guide it on target. Yeah. He just did enough, get it right on target. The power was already in the cross. There was a lot of speed in the cross. He just needed to get it on target, and that ball just flew past Martinez. We won it late. The moment the ball went in, I knew we had won it. We're not going to bottle it. This team, they are there now. Mentally, they're just there. That's part of the season where you see it. You can just see it in their eyes, in the way that they play. That's it's do or die now. We need to get points on the board because we are lacking behind, and it puts us just 6 points behind Spurs. You know how I feel about Spurs, right? We can make top 4, Kwame. We can make top 4. It's February. February has been an excellent month for us. Yeah. It's been a perfect month. We started off with, which team did we beat at the start of February?
Started with Wolves.
To start this with Wolves. Yeah.
Then we beat West Ham.
Then comfortably at home.
We are beating Villa at home. Our next 2 games will be against Luton Town and then Fulham in Old Trafford.
Fulham at home.
Yeah.
Exactly. We could put together a 5-game winning streak. We've not done anything consistently this season when it comes to our league form.
Yeah.
If we are able to put in a streak at this moment in time, we couldn't have asked for a better time to actually do so.
That's true.
I am sure our rivals for a top 4 spots will be dropping points whilst we pick up these points, and the gap will get even closer. So yeah, very optimistic.
And one good thing is that our goal difference is now down to 0. So we've moved from the negatives to 0. But I look up there and I look at the teams above us and the goal difference they are having now, all having plus 10 goals now. But well, it's a good start. I mean, for the year. In the year 2024, we are yet to lose a game. The only drawn game we've played was the game against Tottenham Hotspur. Again, a game I really think we should have won, but that's it. That's all we could get from that game. But let's do this before we end this episode of the podcast. Now, I want us to rate the players that played today and their substitutes that came on. Let's start. Andre Onana, out of 10.
10. I give him a 10 because fine, his kicking was not good, but then you should see the highlights on the United the app.
Yeah.
It's save after save after save after we scored our first goal. He just did, and some of them were point blank saves from Watkins. Watkins should have scored a couple of goals today, but for Onana. Onana was just, when he doesn't do well, we say it. When he does well as he did today, we should give him his props as well. So
give him his props.
You know what? Let me just downgrade it to a 9 over 10 just because his kicking wasn't very good today.
Wasn't very good. So 9 over 10 for
man of the match.
Man of the
match for me.
That was a man of the match performance. Diego Dalot.
Diego Dalot, he almost gave away a goal with a missed kick in the second half.
But he saved the goal off the line too. A ball that was going into the net. So he makes up for that.
Diego Dalot,
and provided an assist.
And that's just, I give him an 8. I give him an 8 because
all right. Yeah. Luke Shaw just played 45 minutes. 45 minutes for Luke Shaw.
I can't even score Luke Shaw. Probably I give him a 5 because see, the best attribute of any player is availability. Luke Shaw, we probably have to take another look at Luke Shaw and that left back.
That conversation needs to be had. We have to have that conversation.
Yeah.
All right. So that's Luke Shaw.
5.
Rafael Varane, right side of the defense.
Shaky first half with Maguire. It looked like a couple that did not know each other, but they grew into the game, and then I think they held their own. I'd give him a 7.
Same as Maguire.
Same as Maguire. 7 each.
All right, let's get to the
midfield. Maguire.
Yeah.
So 7, yeah.
All right, let's get to the midfield. Kobbie Mainoo, Casemiro.
Kobbie Mainoo did so well to show the maturity that he did in that second half, having been carded in the first half. Yeah. I felt at halftime that, we had to protect him by taking him off, but he showed so much maturity to stay in there and not be silly, and was involved in the winning goal as well, like making a run in behind and then that skill on the wing, setting up Dalot for that one-time cross, and then McTominay just got the goal in. So I'd give him a 7 too. He was good.
Give him a 7 too.
Again.
And Casemiro?
Yeah. Casemiro also a 7. He was also carded unfairly. You see, I think Casemiro, everybody's just, the referees are treating him.
I think it's just prejudice. It's just prejudice.
Exactly, it's prejudice at this point because he barely touched the guy, and you could see Casemiro's reaction. He couldn't believe it. But then he also had to have. He was stunned. He was shocked. He also had to have this card around his neck all throughout the second half. But then the only downside to him is I think he should have been more accurate with his passing over the top. So that's true. 7 too.
That's true.
Yeah.
7 to Casemiro. Let's get to Bruno.
And 8. Bruno was at his creative best all throughout the game. He is a creative monster. It's just unfortunate that our forward line is not prolific enough, but he led from the front. He's a crybaby at times, but then he led from the front. And then even defensively, he was very, very good. He covered that space. He did his defensive work quite admirably. And when he was even shifted onto the right wing after the coach took off Rashford, he was still good on that right wing. So captain's performance, I'd give him an 8.
Give him an 8. Let's do a quick one. Rashford, Højlund, Garnacho.
I gave Rashford a 7. Today was probably the game where he showed a lot more threats and was consistently, taking on his winger and creating space and opportunities, very often making the right decisions compared to his previous games. I think what's happening is he's gaining a lot more confidence and playing a lot better, but then he got hooked off with 15 minutes to go. You want your best players on the pitch if you want to win a football game. So I'd probably give him a 7.
A 7. Højlund.
Garnacho was wasteful in front of goal. But then again, he also did try and find Højlund on a couple of occasions, especially in the first half, which I was very happy about. It was very deliberate, him trying to set up his centre forward to get a goal. But he was industrious as well. He worked hard. I'd also give him a 7. Højlund got another goal. See, the best thing you could get is your centre forward topping your goal charts. He's got 5 league goals and 11 goals in total. He's now, getting into the groove. And I think if we are going to do anything significant this season, his goals will be very crucial to us. I'd give him an 8.
Give him an 8.
For keeping his run going, I'll give him an 8.
All right. Okay. Let's look at the substitute.
Let me ask you for one more rating. Oh, okay. Yeah, we're not done with the substitute. We're not done with the substitute. I'll ask you for one more rating.
Okay.
I'll ask you.
So the substitute, we had Victor Lindelof and then Scott McTominay. The other 2 players that came in, I don't think there will be any proper ratings for them. That's Amrabat and then Johnny Evans. But for Scott McTominay getting the winning goal, Lindelof coming in, blocking in that hole for Luke Shaw.
I'd give Lindelof a 4. He has no clue what he's doing at left back. Every single time we've seen him at left back, we know he has no clue what he's doing. But you can't fault him as much because that is not his position. He's not supposed to be there. But unfortunately, we've had injuries at that left back position so often this season that he's had to deputize and then just do a job. But then he didn't do a good job today. I give him a 4. Scott McTominay for winning us the football game. So hard to score Scott McTominay, just for winning us that game, because I don't know what else he did in a football game. But then he did the most important thing, that's put the ball at the back of the net. So I give him an 8.
That's it.
Impact. He came in and he impacted the game.
All that was required.
Exactly.
All that was required. All right. You wanted to ask me something.
Yes, Eric Ten Hag, rate him over 10.
I'll give him a 7. There were moments in the game I felt he could manage things a lot more better. He grew into doing that. It took him a lot more time, asking the players to calm the tempo. We got the goal from a point where the team decided to do something. They decided to calm the tempo and pass the ball around, pinning Villa into their own half. And that was what gave Varane the opportunity to lob the ball over to Kobbie Mainoo, who set it up for Dalot to cross for Scott McTominay to connect. And trusting Kobbie Mainoo and Casemiro to still stay on the pitch was also one bit of thing. But I mean, there was a point where we were being attacked incessantly, and I felt it was on the coach on telling the team to. So that's where I take something out of it. But for his management of the game, for the decisions he made, I give him a 7 for us winning this game away from home.
I would have scored the same, so yeah, fair.
All right. Okay. All right. So we hope you enjoyed that. Thank you very much for joining us on United and Everything Football. It's always a pleasure to come your way. We'll be back in the course of the week with another episode of United and Everything Football. We're bringing you a very good announcement also in the course of the week of something great we'll be doing to you on this channel. So please look forward to it. Subscribe and also hit the notification bell. We are grateful to you for always choosing us and always enjoying this beautiful podcast here on United and Everything Football. We see you in the course of the week here. Later, have a great time.